Hello and welcome into the Coach's Corner. I'm Chris Kuchta, the Assistant Director of Athletics here at Prairie State College. My guest today on our program is three-time Illinois Skyway Collegiate Conference Softball Coach of the Year, Frank Wilkins. Today on the podcast, we'll discuss the upcoming 2023 season for the Pioneers and some milestones that are coming up rather quickly for Coach Wilkins. And now, without further ado, here is Frank Wilkins on the Coach's Corner. And of course, we are pleased to be joined by Prairie State College head softball coach Frank Wilkins. Coach Wilkins, thank you, of course, for being here with us today for our season preview.
I'm glad to be here today.
Last season, our program struggled a little bit with numbers, and it kind of showed up in the record, and there were just injuries and just different things that happened. Had some depth issues. This year, we're back to a more traditional junior college-sized roster. How important is that going into this year, and just what does that factor into just?
Last year was as a coach was saying, that a season that no coach ever wants to have it come to them. I mean, we got into our spring season. We had 7 players, and we had to look and find 2 more players in the college here, and we were very lucky to pick up 2, Jada Redding and Jada McCaskill. And we could have 9 players for our season. And I mean, a lot of schools, in my eyes, would have just folded up this season and say, hey, we're not having a season or we're going to be a club. But our goal was to make it through the season, and we did. And I was very proud of every one of those girls to go through what they went through last year and play a full season. Now it's going to be a lot better this year here. We got a solid 12 players here. And we got some very good players here, so we're very excited about our upcoming season.
Yeah, when you look at it, that's kind of an unusual accomplishment. It's not like the type of accomplishment you'd want to have with 30 wins or whatever. But you said we went in, we only had 7 healthy, available players, and we were able to pick up 2 players that absolutely saved the season. You were able to have a season. You didn't shut things down, and you made it through. You played I think every game on the schedule.
Right.
Yeah, played every one. So I mean, it's kind of like an unusual accomplishment for a program that at least you didn't, there was no quit.
And that's something I was very proud of every player. They practiced hard, they gave it all they could, and that's what it was always about.
Now, what are your goals and expectations for this year's team? Because they've got to be obviously much, much different than going into last year.
Well, this year here, like I said, we have a solid 12 players. Of all the years, this team is kind of different because this is probably one of the best coachable teams that I've ever had. I got players that want to learn, players that will listen, and players that's going to run to a wall for you and stuff like that. So, we're very excited about, this upcoming season and stuff because we do have a good group of young ladies and a good group of softball players. So we're excited about our future here this year.
What will the strongest aspect of this year's team be? Traditionally, your teams are really offensively oriented. You put up huge numbers, especially in the past, led the nation hitting, all these different things. I know you've got more pitching depth this year probably than in the recent years. What's the strongest aspect?
This year here, we're pretty well balanced all around. We have 3 solid pitchers here with Mari Serratos. We have Kobe McDivitt. And we have Jayla Matella. I mean, and the thing about them, they all have different looks. We have Jayla that's left-hander. We got Kobe that is a jump ball pitcher, and then we got Mari that throws the speed. So we can keep them off balance because we have 3 different looks and stuff like that. So we're pitching-wise, we're pretty solid. Hitting-wise, we got some power in our lineups with Grace Arnett and Miranda Goldstein and stuff, and we got some good young hitters and add some speed to our lineup with Gabby Serratos and Morgan Slavicek and stuff. So like I said, we have some depth here plus other players that add to our lineup. So there's a little balance of everything between pitching, hitting, and we got a very good solid defense this year and stuff. So we're excited all aspects of the game.
Now you've got three really good players coming back in Morgan, who you just talked about, Morgan Slavicek, Mariana Serrato, Sophie Kapika. You just talk about them a little bit and just what they'll, what they bring, what you expect from them,
Right, and we have 4 coming back. And what I mean by
4,
that,
I can't count.
No, you're right. The 3 that played because Miranda Goldstein blow out her knee in the preseason.
Yeah.
And she was out the whole year. And she's going to add, she's going to solidify our third base, and she's going to add power to our lineup. She's going to be our 3 or 4 hitters with Grace Arnett. Grace is between her and Grace and Marina are going to be my 3-4 hitters and stuff. Mari brings leadership. She's going, out there. She's very vocal and stuff. She knows the game and stuff, and she's going to, be between pitching and second base. That's going to be their 2 positions and stuff like that. And then, like I said, I got Morgan. Morgan in the outfield, our center fielder, and our leadoff batter. Anything in the outfield, you're not going to worry about because Morgan's going to get to. Coming to leadoff batter, Morgan can slap, she can hit with power, and once she gets on base, she's going to bring speed to the lineup. And Sophie Capica is going to add where she can play multiple positions. She's going to be mostly playing the outfield and third base. But to give Grace a break at catching, she can do some catching for us. So the 4 sophomores that we have are going to be very versatile and help our team out a lot this year.
Mm-hmm. Of the current group of freshmen that you got coming in, obviously the bulk of the roster is freshmen this year. Who's impressed you the most, and who do you think is going to make the biggest impact out of that group?
Well, the one that I think will be our top will be Grace Arnett. She's going to be our catcher behind the plate. She's going to add power to our lineup, and she's going to be able to drive the ball hard and stuff like that. So as a freshman, she is going to be, I think, and she's very vocal. A lot of times you get freshmen that are very quiet, but Grace is very vocal and stuff like that. Another player that we have is Ariana Mata. She's going to add power to our lineup, and she'll probably be our first baseman and stuff like that. But she adds power to our lineup and stuff like that. And like I said, Jayla Matala, she's going to be our left-handed pitcher, so she's going to, keep our opposing teams off balance with on the side and stuff like that. And then we have Mari's sister, Gabby Sorrentos. She's going to be our shortstop, and she adds a solid defensive to our infield. She's going to solidify our infield. Plus, she's got speed and she can hit the ball. She's fast on the base and she can drive the ball and stuff like that. And then, like I said, we have a couple other freshmen. That is E. Vega. She's going to be able to play some outfield for us and infield for us. And then we got a new one that we just picked up at the beginning of this spring season, Toby Perez. She was a transfer in, and she's going to play some outfield. But one freshman I really like to talk about is a young lady named Kobe McDivitt. Excuse me, there, McDivitt. She is about 20-some years of coaching softball. I have never have an athlete like her in my lifetime. She comes to practice with a smile every day. She works hard. She's going to be one of our pitchers. She's going to be our second baseman. She can hit the ball. She can play great defense and run the bases. And the thing is, she has, a prosthesis.
Yeah, she does it all with a
1 foot,
prosthetic
foot and stuff. Mm-hmm. And you never hear this player complain. She always got a smile on her face. I mean, she should be a great example for everybody on our team and anybody that has issues growing up and stuff like that, because she is an example that every parent, every coach would want. That she's overcame a lot and she just always got a smile, and she's one hell of an athlete. So we're very proud to have her on our team, and she's going to be she's going to bring big things to our program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Colby, that's an amazing story there. Yeah. I asked the baseball guys this when we did their podcast a couple weeks ago in regard to the spring trip. Obviously, we're in Chicagoland area. We're in the Midwest. Softball, baseball is not kind to those 2 sports in the springtime, early spring. Hard to get outside. Hard for outfielders to see fly balls, track the ball, these different things. What are you going to be looking for the first few games when you guys go to your spring trip? You leave for South Carolina tomorrow.
For what I'm looking for is, first of all, we start off right off the bat. We play 3 top-ranked teams in the country and stuff like that. And then, like I said, we're going to play 8 games there in Myrtle Beach. And my main thing is, in my plan is to give everybody a little playing time, to let them see, get their feet wet. Because after we come back, and that's where it's going to come, we're going to be playing local teams and conference games. And, the 8 games in Myrtle Beach is we're going to see, first, like you said, get our feet wet, get out there outside, see real fly balls and balls off the dirt and stuff like that. So it's for us to learn and for me to coach and see what we need to do and if we need to make any changes. And for the girls too is get comfortable with playing outside and stuff like that.
Sure. Now you never want to make like excuses or anything like that, but how important is it to make sure that the attitude of the team just kind of stays? Because I mean, you could be facing teams that are from down south, they're from warm weather, they may have played 10, 15 games, 20 games already.
And we are. A couple of teams that we played, or we're going to be playing, has already got 20 games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And you know what? I'll be very true. A few years ago, we had a team out there. We took to Myrtle Beach, and out of 8 games, we lost 6 of them. And guess what? We came back to be one of the top-ranked team in the countries. We won conference. And I think we're ranked in the top 10 in the country and stuff. So we learned from that, and that's what I'm saying. Myrtle Beach and our spring trip is a learning process for all of us and stuff. For what we need to do, what we need to work on and stuff like that. So, like I said, it's a good stepping stone for us.
Yeah, it's important to keep it in the proper perspective,
right?
In terms of how you play and all that. Now, the Skyway Conference from year to year, I know there were years where we were really dominant, obviously for like 3 straight years. Well, Bonzi had a long run. I think it's been a little bit more of kind of anybody's, contest the last 2 years.
Truthfully, it's been open for anybody and stuff. And you know what? It's hard to say nowadays because at the JUCO level, you got kids for 2 years. You never know every year who they have.
Yeah, somebody can have a different team like the very next year.
And really at the college level with the Porto, if you have a dominating player at a JUCO, I can guarantee a 4-year school is going to scoop them up.
Right.
Because from D1 to D2 to D3, these college teams are with the Porto now, where they can pick up players from any team, and when they can play right away, there's no, you never know from one year to another, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but in our conference, last year, Moraine Valley had an excellent year. Like you said, Bonzi has a very solid team. And I expect for us to be up in the running of that. Like I said, before COVID and stuff, we were 3 years in a row of, conference champion.
Yeah.
And our first 5 years, we were in the top 2. And, so, like I said, I think we have a good opportunity to be in the running for, conference champs this year.
How does Region 4 look this year? You've always got like your traditional heavyweights, but is that going to be the same thing this year?
It's going to be tougher this year. And the reason why I'm saying it's tougher, you got
Rock Valley coming in.
Rock Valley, I can't even, ever since I've been here in 9 years, they've already been always in the running for national champions and stuff. And, they're a great program. They got a great coach and stuff, so they're going to always be up there. You have a Triton that is a good, solid program in this area, and you got Kankakee Valley and stuff, and there's a lot of good, solid teams, and you got Madison. So there's a ton. Region 4 to me is one of the top regions in the country and stuff like that. So if you can make it out of there, you've accomplished a lot and stuff like that.
Right, and that's the thing about junior college where we talk about Division 1, 2, 3. It really doesn't have the same. There's not the same difference that there is at the NCAA level with those 3. Like you talk about Rock Valley, Division 3 national champions, however many years in a row, and heavyweight program, and now they're going to be in D2, and they're not going to miss a beat.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And stuff. So like I said. Our area here is very solid and stuff like that. It's going to be very interesting and stuff. And like you say, you never know. You never, like I said, at a 2-year school, you never know who's coming back or who didn't go to different school until we just get out there and start playing.
Now, just to piggyback off of something that you said earlier, just how much in terms of like sophomores, do you see a jump between a player's freshman year and sophomore year in terms of like improvement? Because that's another thing you can't really count on is how much those second-year players are going to improve.
I think as a freshman, you're looking and listening to your upperclassmen, okay? And I think now as a sophomore, a lot of our players, like I said, we have a couple are stepping up as leadership. And all the sophomores that we have really were hard workers and stuff like that. And I'm not taking away from our past class, but this group here is a hard worker, and they're going to lay it all in the field and stuff like that. And our freshmen are going to learn from them of what it takes to be that college athlete. And it's a big step from high school. It's like a totally different from playing high school ball and stuff like that to playing college ball. So I think our freshmen will be able to learn a lot from our upperclassmen, I say. And like I said, we have 4 solid sophomores that are going to be able to show our freshmen, what it takes to be a winner.
Now, for the last couple of years, you've had, the two-person coaching staff, yourself and KJ. This year, you're going to go to basically a 4-person staff, including yourself. Can you talk about your 2 new additions?
Yes. Well, first off, my coach for many years here, Cassie, she's pregnant and she's due any time now and stuff like that. So that's why we picked up a couple extra coaches, because first of all, I was never going to have her out in the field, in the state she is. And so we did pick up 2. We picked up Erica Ford that played Division II and Division III in Ohio. She played infield and very coachable. I mean, she's out there working with our players and stuff like that. She'll be working with the infielders and stuff and hitting. So she's a new addition to our program. And then we have Olivia Aurora, that she played Division I softball at, I think, Missouri State and stuff. She was an infielder, outfielder, left-handed slap hitter. She was all conference, and she's going to bring a lot of expertise at the Division I level and stuff like that. Because she's seen the best in the country and stuff like that.
Sure.
So she knows what it takes to be a winner. So we're very excited about adding those 2 into our coaching staff. But, like I said, but it's very exciting, too, to see our Cassie, already have a child and stuff. And it's scary because Cassie played for me a few years ago. So it's like, holy cow, now she's having a kid.
It makes you feel old. For
sure. Oh, yes.
You start to officially feel old.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Now, I know that you're not a big guy into milestones and things like that, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it. You've got some coming up on the horizon here. Your first win this year for us is going to be 160 at Prairie State. You're already the all-time winningest coach here at Prairie State College. Your 3rd game this year is going to be your 300th game managed or coached at Prairie State, and you're just 24 wins away from 500 for your career. Do you ever, I know that you probably don't think about that all that much, but if you ever had a chance to think about that, what does that mean? I mean, that 500 wins in college, that's a huge number. There's not a lot of people with that.
What it means to me that I have been blessed with a lot of great college softball players. Wins don't come just from coaches. Wins come from the players, the attitude from the players and stuff like that. So I've been very blessed to have a good group of college players. The numbers and all that thing, what it means to me, it means that I'm getting old. You know what I mean? To come into 500 victories and stuff, and there's not too many coaches can say that and stuff. So, like I said, but I've been blessed with a lot of good athletes and stuff, good softball players. So I've been lucky, I mean. But like I said, hey, it's taken a lot of work for my teams, and I got to thank every player that's ever played for me to help me get to where I am today.
Our last question today. We have a pretty hardcore fan base. It's not enormous. It's not like, we're talking about LSU or anything like that, but our fans that come out to games here are pretty hardcore. It's the same people pretty much. We've got what could you say, in terms of just if you had this next minute or so to speak to those people, the loyal fans that come out to every home game here, maybe even come to road games too, like just what they could expect this year and what they should hope to see from our team.
What I think you're going to see from our team, a couple of things. You're going to see vast change over here at Prairie State. I mean, this year the athletic department has added a PA system to our games. So we have our games are going to be announced. We have banners in the outfield and stuff like that. So for the look of the field, we've had a big upgrade to our field and stuff like that. That we're very proud of for the athletic office of doing that for us. we're like I said, we're going to have our games announced this year here.
Streaming games.
Streaming games.
We're
We're going to live stream all our games and stuff. So, like I said, even if they can't make it, it's going to be a good atmosphere. We're going to be able to bring a good team to field where they can enjoy and watch, a good solid play and stuff like that. But as we go here, I just noticed one thing, Chris, though, too.
Yes.